quiet. All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order, the special council meeting for the second reading of the ordinance 2022-001 to order at 6:32 p.m. on June 28, 2022. Mr. Foreman, if you will read the title of the ordinance 2022-001.
Town Council Ordinance number 2022-001, an ordinance of the town of White Springs, Florida relating to game promotions and electronic devices or simulated gambling devices, providing for a prohibition against the use of electronic devices or simulated gambling devices, providing for exemptions, providing for a permitting process, providing for violations, providing for severability, providing for the repeal of conflicts, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you. All right, we will hear from the audience. Linda Hall, please come forward, state your name and address.
Linda Hall, 6902 Swan Street, Extension, White Springs, Florida. I'm for the gambling because every now and then I like to take me $20 down there and gamble. And there's a lot of other old people that like to go down there and gamble. And the only crime that happened down there, because I heard the last meeting about the crime and the homes and all, that's not on this end of town, that's on the whole end of town. And the only crime down there is that somebody get mad when that machine don't let them win. Thank
All right, Chris Cantarzi.
Thank you. I'd like to address my remarks to everyone.
Just state your name and address.
My name is Chris Cantarzi. My address is 10109 Southeast 154th Avenue, White Springs. I'm not a resident of this town, but I have been a resident of White Springs for 17 years. Right now, we are at a crossroads where ideas need to join forces to find solutions to the urgent financial crisis that is before our town. Yet here we are, across the aisle, staring at one another. The love and trust that was there a few months ago is gone in what feels like a blink of an eye. Lost in a sea of anger and distrust, the real issue buried. Yeah. The real issue is the town needs revenue. The damage being created here in this way goes far beyond this issue and a difference of opinion. Our town, our community that has always risen above the norms, now finds itself no different than anywhere else. Trust has been replaced by distrust. Community has been replaced by division. Is this who we are? Is this who we've become? We have an opportunity to ensure that innocent citizens don't get hurt in this crossfire. The answers we need will be found when we see the value of working together for the good of all. The moment to come together is now. The people that can solve this issue are here, and the opportunity to make a positive difference is before us. So I beg you, my White Springs family, to take a moment and pause. Then begin again as a community, working in cooperation to find the answers we need to best serve the people of our beloved town.
Thank you, Chris. Sheriff Reed.
Good evening. My name is Darrell Reed and I'm Sheriff in Hamilton County. And I'm here to stand in opposition to the casino gambling because it's not sweepstakes, it's casino gambling. And I've had experience with it. We've had in Hamilton County. It draws a criminal element to its doors. It also draws drugs to its goes. Anytime you have legalized gambling, you're gonna have a criminal element that's gonna appear there. So that's gonna increase the need for law enforcement. And we're already at a bare minimum that we can be provided. White Springs, not only White Springs, but the whole county. There are reasons that Lake City, Columbia County, Swanee County, Live Oak, all of them have denied these casino gamblings. And those criminal elements that are located in those are in close proximity to White Springs, and it's gonna draw that to White Springs. So I'm opposed to it because of the criminal aspect that's created by these casinos. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff Green. Mr. John Durrett.
John Durrett, White Spring Politics, eh?
Good evening, ladies. I appreciate the opportunity to speak. John Durrett, State Attorney, 3rd Circuit. I don't pretend to understand the difficulties in drawing revenue here in your community. All I would ask you to contemplate when you consider the proposed ordinance is who is it and what are they selling to you? And for an entity to be willing to put forth that amount of money, I've seen the ordinance. I understand the prohibitions that are being attempted to put in place. But what it comes down to is what are they selling? Because game promotions are authorized as being secondary and incidental to the sale of a good or a service. And internet time, calling card minutes, I think if we're all open and honest, it's gambling. Gambling's illegal after 8:49. And so to try to circumvent state law, to put in place other restrictions and regulations to say that, well, if we do this, if we do that, if we monitor it, if we increase our own security, things like that, it's still, what are you allowing to come into your community? I see often the same attorneys, the same arguments on both sides of, just as the sheriff indicated before, I've been in numerous of these meetings where it's being advocated to preclude these entities from coming into our community. For although the statute may provide a loophole for a game promotion to operate incidental to the sale of goods or services, we all know, everybody always gets up, well, I can do the lottery, well, I can do the highlight, I can do that. Those are state regulated entities. You would be authorizing a gambling operation upon payment of a permitting fee is what you'd be doing, and I would ask you not to do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Durrett. Laura Peterson.
I'm Laura Peterson of 111 3rd Street, Northeast Florida. Next Wednesday, I am for Sweet 16. And gambling, it brings together a community, and you don't really see that much often. So,
Thank you. Reginald Williams.
My name is Reginald Williams, 16905 Mill Street, Apartment A. For the online gambling. And I was listening to what was said last week at the media. And a lot of people just talked about what happened in the city with the guy that got shot and stuff like that. But what a lot of them didn't bring forth was what happened was the guy that got killed was the same guy that came into the room and started shooting. The security guard was the one who shot him. And so nobody even mentioned the fact that the security guard was the hero of that. And if somebody was going to the bank and do the same thing, how would they close the bank down? Would they close the school down? Would they close anything down? They wouldn't. They'll keep all of that going, keep all that money. So I'm with it.
All right.
Glendale Cooks.
Jeff Hooks, 1% for Reginald, I and for the casino, talks about we can create jobs, create somewhere to be, talks about White Spring, there's nowhere to be. But in the streets, I think it's a good place to be in East
Adrienne.
Hi, my name is Adrienne Saxon. I live at 16560 Jewett Street. And I would like to ask a question of the council. We've heard lots of opinions on both sides. Can this be just brought to a vote of the community and let the people decide by voting?
Yes.
So just, there's a referendum process under your charter, and that's a citizen initiative. So if you'd like to do that, you appoint a 5-person committee, they file affidavits, they need to get 10% of the registered voters' signatures in favor of that. That all gets processed and it can go on a ballot. That's for any commission.
Adrienne. Nicole Stewart.
Hello, I'm Nicole Spiller. My address is 17190 Northeast 42nd Place, Williston, Florida. I am for the sweepstakes ordinance for us to open. This place has seen, I've been there for a while, and this place has seen a great deal of community support for one another. I see very familiar faces here who I'm used to seeing every day, and these wonderful people come in there, and it's nothing but happiness majority of the time, like Ms. Linda was saying, you know. They're upset when they lose, but these people come together and, you know, I hear a lot of talk about crime and things like that. This establishment, I would say, is very different from the places that were in Lake City and Jasper and all the other counties who have shut down. This place is a very reputable place, and it's nothing but hardworking people. It's created jobs that pay very well for the people who work there. It gives a lot of opportunity for people. You know, it brings people through the town. People, you know, so they support local businesses here in town. We supply a lot of our places from local stores. We eat the local food here, everything like that. And I really think that it's a positive thing, and we have a real opportunity to turn this into a positive thing and get away from those negative connotations that have been put in place.
Paul Stillers.
My name is Paul Spillers. My address is 822 Southwest Feather Lane, Fort White, Florida. And I'll just address the council that we've operated our establishment out just outside the city limits for over 24 months, with really no incidents out there required on the first. We keep regular hours. We don't allow alcohol or drugs, loud music in the parking lot. We have our own security. But more importantly, we're also bringing an investment to the town too, in the form of renovations, higher paying jobs for people. We use the local community when it comes to doing maintenance on grounds and different plumbing and et cetera. You know, when we do food nights and stuff, we buy from the local restaurant, barbecue place, that way. So part of what we're bringing is an investment into the community, not just the town of Fort White, but everybody that's, or not Pine Springs, but everybody that's here. So, you know, of course I would support that, but we're also looking to be stewards of Pine Springs.
Thank you. Wayne Hannaka.
Good evening. Thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. My name is Wayne Hannaka, 11883 93rd Road, Fryefield. I think you all probably received a letter from the County Commission of Swan County. We didn't have copies for that. They wrote that letter because they're concerned They got rid of internet cafes, a lot of other places have. And I'm just gonna give you a real short, why are these counties and cities banned internet cafes? Lake City, July 2017, 3 shop in the 3rd Robert Internet Cafe. April 27th, cafe robbed by 2 armed men. January 2021, security guard shot and killed at 277 Cafe. Law County, security guard shot and killed patron. Swanee County, January 2021, armed robbery at a cafe. December 2021, person broke in and stole over $3,000. Live Oak, and this is the reason they finally decided to get rid of their cafes, 2 armed robberies, and 1 weekend over the Christmas holiday. Man called police and said they wouldn't pay him his $10,000 that he won. I think that's gambling. You don't need this business here. My question to you is a human life worth $96,000? Or 4 times that? What's the life of one of your citizens worth? I urge you not to pass this ordinance. Every county, every city around you has banned them. Why? Because they know they're bad. Thank you.
Thank you. Terri Siewert.
Would you like to say all been given copies of the law on this matter? You've been given sobering statistics on what has happened with the businesses and people in the surrounding counties. You've been given a letter from the Columbia County Chairman urging you to reconsider passing this ordinance. The state attorney's office has spoken to this issue at both meetings. Our county sheriff was here tonight to ask you to stop this endeavor. You have even been given notice of intent to sue the town over this matter by concerned citizens. You don't need me to educate you because at this point you have all that information, all that input, all that concern. Even the past words of the city's attorney and the opposition's attorney and the gambling interest attorney have advised you of the endangerment these businesses cause. There must be a better way. There has to be a better way. You are our gatekeepers. You keep this town beautiful and quaint, and all the reasons that you've all stayed here, all the reasons we came here and love this place and want to make it our own. We can work on all these issues that we face in the town, all these financial situations. We can all help. We want to help. Ask us, we're here. 14 months ago, you all decided this was an endangerment to the city. 14 months ago. I don't know what changed. I don't know why you think it's not an endangerment now. This can be on your conscience forever. Any child that's hurt by their parent who gets an addiction, any person that's hurt because of this business that comes to this town, and it isn't just one business or that business, it's other businesses. You have 4 permits on this ordinance that you're looking at. I'm going to close with the wise words of a very great lady to implore this council to vote no to this ordinance tonight. Please, please consider her words carefully. Each of you take them to heart. I'm not going to do her justice. Do right. Just do right. Right may not be expedient. It may not be popular. It will satisfy your soul.
Time up.
My name is Trinity Lake. I live at 2609 Northwest Loraine Terrace, Florida. I'm for the simulated gambling. I have lived in several cities with and without simulated gambling, and I have noticed that it wasn't so much if they did or did not have that, more or less I've noticed if you had an increased population, I've noticed more crime.
Thank you.
place where in White Springs that we can have the community that can come together. I've worked there since it's opened. I've never really had any issues with crime, or even at that with people arguing in there. I mean, like, it's gambling. I mean, if people get mad at the machines going, but again, all this crime, I don't think White Springs is the place that, crime would occur at, so I would
Thank you. Gladys Hattleheart.
Six 554 River Street, White Springs. I have ordinance 202101 from the town of White Springs relating to the simulated gambling devices in internet cafes. Whereas, and I'm reading verbatim, the town council for the town of White Springs finds that establishments that utilize simulated gambling devices are intended to or are likely to deceive residents of the town, including the elderly, the economic disadvantaged, the uneducated, and the unsuspecting into believing such activities are legal and lawfully permitted. Whereas the town council finds that simulated gambling devices are deceptive, and this was done from the council about 14 months ago. And now, 14 months later, somebody's waving $96,000 in their face, okay, to put in gambling casinos. And I think that the people that elected you to safeguard them and safeguard this town. And 14 months ago, you said, no, this is no good. And now because somebody waved some money in front of y'all, now all of a sudden, this is okay. And you're throwing all these disadvantaged people under the bus and all the residents of this town under the bus for a little bit of money that will not get this town out of hot. There's other ways to do that. Grants, there's more things than just bringing in that. Thank you.
Bryant.
Hello, I'm Ashley Bryant, 1062 Antonia Street, White Springs, Florida. I very much understand the concern of the community about the crime and things, but at the same time, also, there never been no crimes at the casino that was here, that was recently shut down. It's a place that the seniors that does go there, it's relaxing to them. There's already nothing else here for them to do. So, I mean, I don't understand what would be the issue. You can't compare what went on in other counties to what's going on here. What happened there doesn't have anything to do here. You have the dollar store had more break-ins than the casino has. Anybody can go anywhere and commit a crime. I mean, crime happens anywhere. Hardware store, your home.
Yeah.
So, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Thank you.
Barbara Fryefield.
Hello, Barbara Fryefield, 16588 River Street. I want to talk about money, big money. Because money seems to be the big issue here, that this $96,000 will pay out. The ordinance doesn't say that clearly. In fact, it says it has to have so many seats that have to be attended to, that have to be observed, that someone has to watch over. So the payout of $96,000 in this ordinance is very vague, the idea that you would actually get it. I also am representing Nutrien with the letter of Nagay, and I just want to read what they say. They have donated $400,000 to this town council. $200,000 was with community organization. That money could easily go away if our town is a town that has crime, if the town that businesses don't want to go to. It says, as the town council discusses in its decisions that will affect the well-being and future of this community, I ask that the council consider the consequences of these heavy decisions on existing businesses, individuals, and the quality of the life that is enjoyed here. Should you have any questions or wish to discuss, please feel free to reach out to me. And it's signed by the Government and Industry Affairs Manager at Adrienne. Thank you.
Ernest A. Daniel. Ernest A. Daniel.
Yo.
Gladys Hattleheart.
My name is Gladys Hattleheart. I stay at 16553 Kenneth Hutchinson Memorial Drive. Well, I've been here in Florida 30 years. Before I moved here, I came from California. I used to go to Las Vegas every weekend. And Las Vegas is a big gambling spot. And compared to Las Vegas, I'd rather go to these small casinos because I am more happier here playing in these little spots than I am in Las Vegas. Because those places in Las Vegas, you have more crime in those big casinos than you do in these small ones. With these small ones, you meet more friendlier people. They're more family oriented, and you're just more happy here. And I feel like I am for these casinos right here on White Springs. You need to open them up.
Roger Greene.
I'm Roger Greene. My address is 16590 Spring Street, White Springs, Florida. Mayor, Town Council, Mr. Foreman. I am here to strongly oppose any ordinance that will allow existence of internet cafes within the city limits of White Springs. This is no new experiment in our area. The precedent of increased crime and vice associated with these clandestine gambling operations has been demonstrated in both of our surrounding counties. Both counties and their municipalities have banned simulated gaming devices and internet cafes. In 2019, in the city of Jacksonville, the Jacksonville City Council passed an ordinance banning simulated gaming devices, which shut down 160 internet cafes. This action wasn't just taken because of the illegality of internet gambling, but also due to the overwhelming public nuisance. In 2018, law enforcement in Duval County responded to 504 calls to internet cafes. What were the reasons for the calls? Assault and battery, armed robbery, murder. Now, knowing this, why would you want to bring this to White Springs? Placing an internet cafe here in the confines of our city limits will tarnish the positive perceptions of our county. Beware, the lure of easy money has a very strong appeal. And remember, Florida Department of Law Enforcement, they have sent out a strong statewide message. Internet cafes are illegal, and they're not going to tolerate the businesses that continue to defy the laws of the state. So govern yourselves accordingly.
Thank you, Ms. Henry. Randolph Keene.
Well, I heard a lot of stories about different cities, different towns, and all this, that, and other. Sorry. It's Randolph Keene, 10556 Willie Johnson Street, White Springs, Florida. Okay, I heard a lot of raw about this after years. I've been playing these internet cafes since I've been back here in this city here, moved from Miami, for 16 years. I bet you can count it 5 times can't even count 5 incidents that happened to the internet cafe. I was up on number 6 from the time they opened up to the time they closed, just about every day. We got one operating in Jasper now, no incident. How many times have you all been called out at the end of the internet cafes down here in the last 2 years? I want Sheriff Reed to be here to answer that. Not once, maybe twice, a break-in maybe. You know, come on, y'all. Stop, don't believe the hype when they tell you about all this incident happened here, there in Jacksonville. Jacksonville got a population with quadruple, a million times bigger than White Springs. And that is what he talking about, 500 something in Jacksonville, murder rate? No, don't believe that. I've been in Jacksonville, gambling, I've been around here, gambling, all over the place there, okay? And Lake City, when they opened up Lake City, they're the first one there, not one single incident the whole time there in Lake City, Florida there, okay? So don't believe that hype about all this, that, and what the people want here. Oh yeah, $96. And she spoke about Neutron donating money. You know where that money went to? The county. White Springs don't get one single penny of that money goes to Neutron. You know what one of your county commissioners told me when I stepped up to him? I said, why you close down the internet? We love that. First thing out of his mouth, oh, they make a lot of money. Oh, don't we live in capitalism? It's supposed to be a lot of money. Randolph Keene. Come on, y'all. This place is safe. These people do a lot for the town of White Springs and everything, the ones that open up there, and they've done a heck of a lot. They always contribute to different functions. How many of y'all talk, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that? Not one of you ever give them $5 to the town of White Springs. All your businesses here. Hardware store, nobody never given anything to White Springs. Who all in favor of the internet cafe? Yeah! It's all approved.
Gloria Reed.
My name is Gloria Dix. I'm from Cold Street in Lake City, Florida. And I'm retired. And my reason for coming here is that I like the internet cafe. And I just want to say, it is my money that I spend.
All right.
And I come here because I like to come and socialize with some of my senior friends. And I'm sorry that the sheriff had to leave, but I just want to say also that the crime rate still is in Lake City. We still have shootings, we have killings also in Lake City. It is still there. It's still going on in Lake City. The crime rate is still high. And I have to agree with Mr. King also that the crime rate is still there. And that there was not many. I also worked some of the casinos, some of the internet cafes over there, that we didn't have any break-ins during the time that I was there. So I want to also say that I'm in favor of the internet cafes.
Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Darrell Reed.
Good evening. I'm Darrell Reed. I am a resident of Columbia County, Lake City, Florida, over on 242. I am in favor of the internet cafe, simply because it's a wind down for me. I work at a prison. I work with 879 criminals all day long, 40 hours a week. And when I go to these cafes, I go for wind down time. But believe me, you need that time. And I found that it is just a relaxation for me. I don't go there to win money to pay my light bill. I don't go there to win money to pay my water bill. I go to enjoy myself. I have not felt threatened on one time, even in Columbia County, because we have murders just a few months ago. Murder at a complex, murder at a park. Crime is prevalent. We're not going to be able to do anything about that. We can pray about it and hope it doesn't happen, and hope it especially doesn't happen to us as a family or as a people, but not to say that everything is bad. It is not, it's the people that contribute to the violence. And I just feel that senior citizens, and I am part of the senior citizen, and I like to have fun, I like to wind down, and I know what my limits are when I go to casinos.
Thank you.
Eddie Allen.
Eddie Allen, 193 Northwest Senior Court, Lake City, Florida. I hear a lot about the crime statistics, like Lorenzo said. Crime is still there. At this casino, you know, I don't drink liquor. There's a liquor store right there. I don't drink. Don't go. Don't go to the casino. But they provide jobs, money needed for the town. All the other small stores, they hire 4 or 5 people in their little circle. This job, I'm sure, will provide 10, 15 jobs of rotating people. And not just because I know you. And it shows other small businesses that White Springs is open for business. And all those who disapprove, like Mr. King said, y'all say y'all gonna do this, gonna do that. You're not even around here. You haven't done anything. And I read that the council, like they on a mandate. They was elected by the people. So they got a mandate from the people that elected them to bring income, economy for the town. And that's what they will do. The crime rate is gonna be, all you need to be safe. The atmosphere. If you don't like going to the casino, don't go. I don't go to the liquor store, I don't drink. So I don't go. But don't hinder the little bit of growth that alleviates some of the bills, some of the high bills in White Springs, you know, water bill, night bill. We shouldn't give that money and say it went to the county. So you have to be. People afford it, they live here. All those not in favor, Minor County, they spend their money in their hometown.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shae Hays. Did I say that first name right?
Yes. 11317 North Highway 441, Lake City, Florida. I'm for it. I'm actually an employee there, and I think that I work for amazing people, and we have amazing customers. I'm there a lot. I see a lot of these faces a lot, and I've never felt threatened at my job. I've never been scared at my job. I've never felt like I was in danger. I mean, I get the concept of it, but we're a small business. We're a small town. We're not reaching for the stars. We are there for fun. It's safe. We try to do our best to make our customers comfortable, and for the most part, I think they are. So, I mean, I'm in favor for it. I think that we do good at our job, and I'd like to have it back.
Mrs. Sylvester Warren.
Sylvester Warren, 930 Northeast Joe Coney Terrace. I spoke to the council when, I guess it was right before the first reading took place, and I talked about being an advocate against the casinos. And I learned over time that you cannot make your opinion mandatory and your opinions law for the people. If there's something that you don't want to do, you just don't do it, but you don't make it law for the people. I think Eddie Allen made a great point. He doesn't drink, so he doesn't go into the liquor store. You don't gamble, then don't go into the internet cafe. But what's hurtful to me is that you get a packed room of people for something that the council is trying to do positive, to generate money and to get revenue in place so the town can be bigger and better. But I've never seen Sheriff Reed and these people feel the town when they have crooked officers like JM that is doing things illegal to the people in the county of Hamilton, arresting people wrongly, and I have to get lawyers and I have to make phone calls and I have to advocate on people's behalf. Don't see Sheriff Reed getting involved in that. Don't see my good friend over the state attorney office, and maybe he is working on diversifying what improvement looks like over the state attorney office, and what is going on with the disparity, why there's one group of people getting sentenced that look like me at a much higher rate than people who don't look like me. I don't see the courthouse packed, I don't see the rooms packed on the real issues that really should matter. But if the room is packed on an issue where you're trying to get money and do better for your community, I don't see nobody came up to this podium and said, I have a resolution. Everybody that came up that was against it, came up and said I was against it for no reason. Nobody said I was against it, and here's my checkbook, I'm gonna buy you out of this idea. Let me tell you, and I hang up. When I was building houses in a subdivision that Elizabeth Porter lived in, she used to be the state representative, and she didn't want me building houses, but for their problem, their restricted covenant ran out, so I could build houses smaller than what was there. And they didn't want me to build houses. So the group came together, and I said, I tell you what, y'all buy me out, and I won't build a house. Right.
I know Scott Gates, his wife, he have a lot of money. He can buy it out. But he won't. He won't even get $5.
We already don't have nothing to do.
Mr. Colerine, did you want to say anything?
Yes, Your Honor, this Your Honor,
You want to come?
after counting 67% of your speakers in favor of it, I don't have anything else to say.
Are there any questions that anyone would like to ask our attorney? Oh, ask our. Does the council have any questions? All right, I have some petitions from citizens of White Springs, Florida in support of, and I believe there's
39.
39 signatures?
That couldn't be here.
Okay, that couldn't be here.
Their phone number, address, their citizen, they vote, register voters.
Okay. We have those.
That's all I
Does
like
the
to
council
speak.
have any questions for our attorney? Or Mr. Coleman? No? All right, I'd like to ask for a motion on the council of the second reading of ordinance 2022-001.
I, Jacqueline Williams, move that we approve the second reading for town council ordinance number 2022-001.
All right, can I get a second on the motion?
Rita McCallum, second the motion.
All right, is there any discussion on the motion? We'll take a single vote. Ms. Jacqueline Williams? Approve. Nicole Williams? Yes. Loretta McCallum? Approve. Mary Berry? Approve. And Anita Rivers approved.
Oh, right, that's fine.
So the second reading of
Gotta work today.
White Spring, go back up north.